Good morning everybody, my name is Robin and welcome to my channel, BirdsEyeStitches. This is a channel about cross stitch, so if you are new here, then welcome. I hope you are here because you have a love of cross stitch. And if you're returning, then as always, thank you so much for being here today. I love that you are choosing to spend a little bit of your day with me, and hopefully you will drop a comment, let me know that you were here, and say hello. So, Today is Sunday. It is August the 9th. As you know, I had a birthday on Friday, on August the 7th. Birthday was fantastic. My husband was at work for the day, and my daughter was in school. And I say in school very loosely because, as you know, as most of you guys are probably experiencing as well, kiddos are doing their school from home. So she was on the online school. My husband was at work. I had the day to stitch and read. I did zero housework, which is hard for me because on Friday is usually my clean the house day, just because my husband is usually at work and my daughter's in school. That lets me, put in the headphones, turn on the Flosstube, and get my cleaning on. But I did no housework was done on the birthday. So that was fantastic. When my husband got home, we made a trip to Barnes & Noble because typically every year I go to Barnes & Noble for my birthday. I like to go and pick up some new books, maybe a magazine or two. This year I forgot that due to COVID, they have shortened hours. And so, I guess I knew that, but I forgot. So by the time we drove over there, the Barnes & Noble is about maybe 30 minutes or so away. They were closed, and I think we got there at 6:02 and they closed at 6. So, we just missed it, but that's all right. We're gonna go probably later today because it's Sunday. After that, we were gonna go to dinner, but I also forgot. This is poor planning, but it all worked out just fine. But so I forgot that at the restaurants, they're at half capacity. And my birthday was on a Friday night, and this was dinner time. And so, the wait list for every restaurant that we normally go to, it was like an hour and a half to 2 hours. It was just, no. I did not have it in me to do that kind of a wait. So, what we ended up doing is picking up some food to go. We just went to our little neighborhood Mexican food restaurant. They have fantastic tacos. Grabbed the tacos, came home, homemade margarita, enjoyed the night with my family. We all ate and we laughed, and we watched Once Upon a Time, which my daughter's really getting into that show, and we just realized that on Hulu, is it Hulu? No, Netflix. On Netflix, it's getting ready to expire in a month, and we just finished season 1, so, chances are slim that we're going to get through all 7 seasons of this before it disappears, but we're going to try. So, yeah. Beyond that, all I really did for my birthday, I did a lot of Facebook scrolling because I was lounging. Speaking of Facebook, the magazine monthly challenge group, there's so many of you guys who have asked to join that group. So if you have joined, then thank you. I'm super excited. I'm excited to dive into this stack of magazines. Again, my stack is currently sitting on the floor over here. Excited to dive in. I've been loving seeing everybody's plans on what you're preparing to stitch for September, because of course the actual challenge officially starts up September 1. Right now, the group is full of people, putting down their acrostic, getting it ready to go. A lot of people have created their albums. I started my album and I'm woe behind. I need to update my album, but I have till September, so it's okay. But it's been really fun. I'll put that link in the box below in case you want to check that out. There are 2 questions. If you're a member of a bunch of other cross stitch groups, no one's judging your answers on these questions. They're just there in case any of those bot people try to show up. That's all that is. So some people, you know, if you don't even answer the questions and I see you're part of 10 different cross stitch groups, then that's fine. We're truly not worried about it. But if you're interested in checking that out, join us. It starts up September 1st, and of course that is the magazine monthly challenge, and that is being hosted by myself and Carolyn from Seazook Stitch. All right, beyond that, new starts, whips. I have a giveaway. I'm really excited about it. I was going to wait on this giveaway until I hit 1,000 subscribers, but it was my birthday, and I've had a pretty good spike in subscribers lately, and I kind of started thinking that I wanted to give this chart to someone who's maybe kind of been with my channel, maybe not from the beginning, but I just didn't want to wait anymore. So I will wait till the end of this video, but stay tuned because I'm excited. Okay, diving in. New starts. The first one was Princess Eliana. I was going to start this on the 1st, which I did. I started this on the 1st of August. I fell in love with the dress on this pattern, so it became a birthday month start for me. It will one day look something similar to this. You all have seen this chart, I know. I'm just barely getting started. I got a tiny bit done. Let's see. I'm stitching her on. Oh. Tried to hold on to the chart for my next whip here. All right, stitching her on Pale Purple Lugana from Stitch Me. It's a 32 count, 2/2. And all I did was this teeny tiny little itty bitty bit of her dress. But again, the whole purpose of this was just to get her started. It is not a healthy start. It is 2 colors of floss. But that's okay because she is officially started. I have her in a Garan, what are these called? Oh my gosh, I just forgot the name of this thing. Q-snap frame, Q-snap scrunchie. It'll come to me. By the end of the video, it'll come to me. Although scrunchie, I kind of like the name scrunchie. That's basically what it is. It's a giant scrunchie. Grime Guard, yes. It's a Grime Guard by Garan. And it's Halloween because that's what I have. So that is where I got on her. She will not come back out for probably a couple of weeks, only because I just have too many other great things. So she will make a good spot in the rotation in the near future, but probably not too much in August. However, she has started for the month of August, and she's gonna be beautiful when she's done. All right, my next new start. So in my last video, I had asked if I should start the All Things Yellow or the Mill Hill Winter Cup series piece. At first, the All Things Yellow was taking the lead. You guys were all talking about how, you know, I received it for my birthday, and you know I love yellow and birds, and it very much me in a pattern. So that one started out in the lead. Then all of a sudden, people started throwing their votes towards the Christmas Cup because I could finish the Christmas Cup fairly quick, probably in maybe 2 weeks. I could probably finish it quicker, but knowing that I'm only stitching on the weekends these days, it seems, probably 2 weeks. So then that one kind of started to take a little bit of a lead. In the end, the All Things Yellow was the winner. However, many of you guys threw an excellent point that I could just do both. So I did not start both yet, but I will be starting the Christmas Cup after my next finish, which is very, very close. So Christmas Cup is coming in August, just so I can just finish that series and call it a day. But for my birthday, I did start All Things Yellow. So to everyone who voted and just provided your feedback, thank you so much. I loved reading those comments, loved them. All Things Yellow. It is a Lanart kit. will one day look something like this. I took out the white even weave. It came with an even weave fabric, but it just looks so stark. And I think it's because I never stitch on white anymore. So to me, it was too stark. So I put the even weave in my stash because I will be using that for other things throughout the year, you know, Christmas ornaments, cards, all of that kind of stuff. And instead I am stitching it on a piece of 32 count Belfast in the color Victorian Stormy Night. Picked it up from my local LNS. It's the Attic. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful gray. Can't exactly see until I hold it up what I actually stitched because it wasn't much. I only stitched on this for just a few minutes just to get it started on my birthday. This, however, is going to remain in my rotation for this week and throughout the month because it's a birthday start and I want to get a healthy amount done in the beginning. So, called for everything except the fabric because it is a kit. All that I got done, this is just one tiny little strand of the color. If you can see that right there, that is all I did. And the actual reason that this is all I got done, I might have to stand up in a minute to fix my blinds because I've got some weird lighting going on right now. I don't know. Anyway, the reason why I only got this amount done is because when I took this out, it came with all the floss on these cards. So the floss was in the cards like this. It was like a beautiful, beautiful array of colors. Loved it. But then I started looking at the chart. Number one, the chart is huge. It's a big old chart. So I'm marking right on the chart because I have no idea how to make a working copy without going to the UPS store or something. It's huge. So I have the chart. I start looking at the symbols and I could not for the life of me figure out what those symbols meant. I couldn't find the color key. I looked at the box, I looked at the back of the pattern, I looked at this. Where are my color keys? Like, is it like choose your own, paint by number? It was weird. So anyway, after a lot of searching, I found this piece of paper. Don't worry, it's not the chart, but I found this. And this, the way it was folded up, it was like folded up and stuck in the chart because, you know, I've had this for a while and it's just been in the box, so it was just kind of stuck together. So I found this and I got very excited because I went, okay, here is my key. So as you can see, there's all these symbols and they have numbers next to them. Clearly this is not DMC. I don't even know what brand floss this is. No idea. But yeah, I don't know. So then I had those numbers. Then I sat there for probably 10 minutes. I almost called some of my stitch friends going, am I having a blonde moment? Like what is wrong? I don't know what I'm doing here. Then I realized, okay, so if you turn these over, you know, to the front, there's numbers. There are numbers on these. See here? So these numbers correspond to these numbers. Duh. But, so that took me a minute. Then the way that this floss came on these cards, it was just kind of, you know, folded in half through the hole, and then there is a rubber band at the bottom. And so as you try to work with that, they were starting to come out of the hole, and if these things came out of this card, I would have absolutely no idea how to match this up with this. And it would turn into like create your own palette, paint by number thing. So I had to take all of these out and then, you know, just put them on the card in a way that they wouldn't come undone. So I'm kind of slow in that. Some of you guys know just from talking back and forth, and I may have mentioned it in a previous video, but I have rheumatoid arthritis, and at times when stuff is kind of flaring up, my hands are just not the most user-friendly, I guess. They don't work quite as well as I want them to in doing certain tasks. And pulling of the thread and doing the fold, no pain, it didn't hurt or anything like that. It just, I'm slow. I'm a slow mover, and that's okay. So that took me a while. So by the time I finished doing all of this, because I did not prep, and I figured out my key, I got that much done. So yeah, and this will stay, I think I already mentioned this, but this is going to stay in my rotation for this week so that I have more to show than that. But it is started. Someone did make a comment saying that if I started it on my birthday, that it could continue to be in my rotation on the 7th of each month. I love that idea. So this is going to stay in my rotation for the rest of August. And then after that, it will come out on the 7th of each month. Or, you know, over the weekend that the 7th falls on, if I don't get to stitching midweek. I just, you know, work schedule, life, we'll see. But that was a great idea. All right, that is it for the new Startland. Whips, I've got my 2 whips. First one is the Christmas Elf Fairy by Mirabilia. It's going to only be a Christmas fairy. No, a Christmas girl. She's not gonna have the wings, so I guess that makes her not a fairy. She could still be an elf. She's gonna be a Christmas elf. There we go. Last video, I called it the boots, the buttons, and the beads to stitch. No, the boots, the backstitch, and the beads. Yes, boots, backstitch, beads. That's what was left. I have done the boots. I have done the backstitch. I only have the beads. And there's not many beads on this. There's probably 30 beads at the most. So we're close, we're close. She is stitched on a 28 count opal linen in the color Vanilla Latte by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I had to move her up in the frame because of her boots, but she is just beautiful. Look at that. I love her. This is a kit, so I did not use the called for fabric because I wanted some sparkle. I'm using the called for colors with the exception of that fuzzy floss stuff did not happen. Instead, I used Etoile in white, although the white looks a little bit gray. And then in the back stitching, they wanted you to use a darker color for her eye, but because she's kind of blonde, I really like the idea of her having that lighter eye color, kind of like a blonde eyelash almost. And so I did 3 strands instead of 1 for her eye, and I like the way that it turned out. So that's where she's at. Beads in her boots. There is some specialty stitching in the tree, this tiny little bit here, some beads in the collar and in her hair. There's a little bit of snowflakery going on in the bottom, but very little bit left to do on this. So she is coming out later, and I love her. Something about her face and the way she's holding this tree is just, it's very serene to me. So she will be a beautiful gift. I am excited to finish her and to frame her up. And when she's done, there is specialty fabric and beads, so that's some Stitch from Stash money right there. All right, last thing I worked on was my Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. This one is also going to remain in the rotation just because I would really like to finish this square by the end of the month. May not happen because, of course, the square that I chose to stitch first was this beast. I mean, look at that house. It's like, this is practically a full coverage square. I mean, all of this is full coverage. This house is huge. I am likely not going to stitch these motifs in the corner. I will stitch this one up top. But still, there's a lot of stitches in this. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me remove the pattern. Please hold. Okay, so stitching this on a piece of S'mores 32 count Lugana by Stitch Me, my giant frame. I have finally finished the gate. Woohoo! I got to about, well, actually all through this gate for some reason, every time I got to one of these tall guys, like my brain did not want to comprehend the fact that you just went down a square to start the next one. I kept trying to go over one and down because all of these, you know, you're skipping one. So every time I got to this, I would try to skip one, and then I would get maybe 2 rows in and realize, oops, and I'd have to, here comes the frog, because honestly, I usually don't frog when I make a mistake. I just try to deal with it, go with it. But this wrought iron fence is, I mean, it's a wrought iron fence. It is like, it is very precise, and I had to keep it precise. But it is turning out beautifully. Again, I love this s'mores fabric. It is not gray, but it is becoming one of my very favorites. I just love it. So, got through the fence. I'm gonna keep this one in my rotation for this week because I like to stitch it. I like that it's a square and there's many squares within the square, and it does something for my OCD side of the brain. Squares on the square. I'm a fan. All right, that was it for the Land of Stitching. 21 minutes in. Plans, I'll just go through those really quick. Hawk Run Hollow is going to stay out this week. I would love to finish the Christmas Fairy. I should be able to do that because there's just a teeny tiny little bit of stuff left. If I finish her, then there will be a new start of the Christmas Cup. That's really it. I'm gonna work on those 3 things. I'm gonna continue to log everything in my planner so I can see how long it takes me to do stuff. I'm tracking time this month. It was really interesting because you know, I was tracking the time on my wingless fairy, and it took 40 minutes. I was 39 minutes in, and I got through like 3/4 of one boot. In my mind, that boot should have been done in 15 minutes. Nope. Incorrect. So it does highlight, you know, I'm not the fastest stitcher, and that's okay. I'm totally good with that. But it does highlight, you know, how long it really takes to do these things. And so, you know, when I give them as gifts or making cards and things like that, it's fun to now know and be like, oh, I really put some time and effort into that. So it's interesting. I'm enjoying the time tracking. I'm also using a new app for tracking my time. It's called, I wrote it down, the Multi-Timer app, and it's free. I have an iPhone. I don't know if it's available on Android. I assume so, but it's literally just a timer app. But in it, you can make little clocks, which is what I like. So I have, you know, 5 clocks going right now that have all the projects that I'm working on this month, and you can put the clocks in like a digital folder. So every time I go in to work on something, I choose my clock. It has that name and tap the button. I'm easily amused. I was excited by it. So if you're looking for an app for a timer, I had to look for one because I had an issue with my actual timer. There was a setting off and it kept restarting. That is fixed, but now I have an app, so we're good. Stitchy Kindness / haul. I wanted to show you guys a couple things I got in the mail because some of it is very exciting, very exciting. So first thing I got, I am a member of a Facebook group called the International Cross Stitch Pen Pals. I will link that below as well because it's really fun. The idea is you put up a little thing about yourself, or you read someone else's little mini bio. It kind of reminds me of like an online dating bio. I mean, not really, but you know, you go on and you're like, my name is so-and-so and I like blah, 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 and I need a pen pal. So anyway, I have a pen pal. Her name is Kathy, and I just started it this last month. So every month they do have themes. You can stick with the themes or not. I didn't really stick with the theme last month. Up to you. But the idea is you mail each other something small that you have stitched. So this is really going to come in handy with the magazine monthly challenge because most of the stuff I stitch is probably going to come from a magazine because they're small. So anyway, I got my first thing from Kathy. she sent me just this cute little card, but in it, she stitched a little star. And look how cute this is. So this is really fun. It's fun to get something different and Stitchy related in the mail. So I'm going to be putting this up on my cork board along with the card. And I love the little bit of backstitching that she did in here. I mean, I dislike to backstitch, so when I see someone taking the time to like make a little swirly whirly design out of backstitch, I'm a fan. So thank you, Kathy, for this. I don't know for sure if Kathy is going to, if she watches Flosstube, and if she does, if she's watching my channel. You know, we're just barely getting to know each other. So in the future, if you are watching, Kathy, what I will do is when I show what I have stitched for you, because I can't help it, I gotta show it, I will say, Kathy, look away. No spoilers. Unless you want to see, that's okay too. But I will link that group below because it's a fun idea. That was International Cross Stitch Pen Pals. Then in the mail I got the floss and the fabric from the Color and Cotton Fabric of the Month and Floss Club of the Month. I received the All Colors 5-pack and their Thread Club. I think you guys have already seen these. I think mine was a little slow to arrive, but I got these colors. Really pretty. I love this red, and I love this, what is this color? Golden Ale. It's a beautiful marigold. It's like a nice mustard yellow. It's beautiful, my favorite. So I received that in the mail, and my fabric, I have the color Requiem in a 32 count Belfast. I thought that I had joined the Neutrals Club, but I think people who were in the Neutrals Club got Pear or something else. So maybe I'm in the other one? I don't know, I don't remember, but it's gray, so I'm happy. Receive that. I also got a couple of surprise gifts in the mail. So I have it's like a P.O. box. I always have it in the description box, but it's similar to a P.O. box. It's like a P.O. box that the UPS store has, because that's way closer to me than the actual post office. So I randomly got a message from them saying that I had a package, and it was on my birthday. And I thought, that's weird. I don't think anyone even has that address, except for you guys, because I use it whenever I'm mailing out the, you know, people who won charts. That's the address that I put on there. So that was a surprise. I went to the mailbox, and I had received my first package from a viewer, a Just Because package, basically, in that mailbox, and it was on my birthday. So very exciting. So Crystal sent me this beautiful happy birthday card, which I love. And she has a nice little note and stuff in here. And then this is really neat. So she sent, these are like aromatherapy rollerball, like essential oils. One is in peppermint. I haven't opened these yet. I'm gonna open them today. And the other one is in lavender. And I mean, how fun. I mean, I know normally you get cross-stitch stuff, but this was like just something a little extra. I love essential oils. I don't have these in a roller ball, which is gonna be really simple when I'm wanting to stitch, because the chances of me not, you know, making a mess go way down when you're using a roller ball. But I use essential oils in I have like a little mister thing, and I use them in that, especially if I'm doing yoga or something like that. I'm excited for the lavender, because if I'm feeling a little anxious, which in this world, it happens to all of us, try this out. And peppermint's one of my very favorite smells. So thank you so much for this. I wasn't expecting it. It made my day. Again, it was the first thing I ever received as kind of a just because in that mailbox. And it was on my birthday. So like bonus points, I guess. Well planned, very well planned. I got another small gift in the mail for my birthday, and this was from my dear friend Carolyn. This is really cute. Okay, so first of all, she actually wrapped, there was a small gift in there, and she actually wrapped it in wrapping paper. I saved it because, well, it's got llamas on it. Llamas and cactus, and it was actual wrapping paper, which I'm the world's laziest person when it comes to gift giving. It's like, it goes in a bag or it goes in a gift card. So, gold star. Love the llamas. Love the llamas. Then, she sent me an adorable card. It says birthday to-do list, tear up to-do list, which if you know me, I cannot tear up a to-do list. I can't. I did do a good job at doing nothing on my birthday, but that was adorable. So thank you for this card, Carolyn. All of these cards are gonna go up on a cork board. I was watching a Flosstube channel. Hold on, I wrote it down. Beautiful Clarity. I've been watching her lately. She does a lot of like stitch with me's and daily videos and whatnot. I'll link her channel below as well. But in her last video, she was sitting in front of this board, and on the board, it had all of her patterns, like her stash patterns were pinned to the board, as well as, you know, some of her fancy floss and all of that. And I realized, I asked her a question. I was asking, you know, what the board was. And she had painted, she'd used a really nice teal color blue paint on the cork board. Well, I have some yellow paint and I have some old cork boards. So I'm going to completely steal that idea and I am going to paint some cork boards yellow. And one of those cork boards is going to hold any of the fun cards that I get. When I get thank you cards from you guys and things like that, I like to save them, and I want to save them in a place that I can see them. And my walls, I got a lot of walls that need stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. In fact, I took out the yellow paint today and I'm gonna work on that this week. So the color yellow may not be great to have behind me because as much as I love the color yellow, my skin with the yellow, but whatever, it's all good. That's what's going to happen. All right, so I got a card from Carolyn and I got this. Probably thinking, what on earth is that? It's a unicorn, but wait, there's more. It's a unicorn measuring tape. You guys, I cannot measure things to save my life. Okay, it is a running joke between, so Carolyn and my friend Andrea, we talk all the time and forever. I mean, I talk about a Q-snap and I'm always listing the wrong size for my Q-snap. My fabric, it's forever not the size that I think it is. My ruler's right here. I just have this one little ruler, right? And I would try to measure, okay, if I took the time to try to measure, I would use this ruler. And this is gonna sound ridiculous. Okay, I am actually very smart. However, I didn't realize for the first little while that when you use a ruler, you don't start at the 1-inch mark. Like yeah, I was doing that. So starting at the 1, forgetting it can be less than an inch. I don't know. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a builder. I don't measure well. In fact, I need to check my fabric using this for Princess Eliana because in watching Carolyn's most recent video, her fabric looks way bigger than my fabric. So before I get going, I gotta double check. So I know how to use this now. And it's a unicorn. So this is going to have a coveted place in my stitchy spot over here. It will be well used. I will try not to round everything to an odd number. That's another thing. I don't like even numbers, and so when I'm saying how big something is, my brain just wants to make it an odd number. So again, totally not helpful. I would not recommend for anyone that actually wants any form of accuracy in their life or in their stitching, but I've gone my whole life being able to do that. So, I don't know. And now I have a unicorn with measuring tape on a pom-pom. I didn't know this existed, but my life is now complete because I have it. So thank you. Thank you for this gift. All right. That wraps it up. Wraps it up for today, besides giveaway. So if you're still with me, then thank you. And I'm excited. All right. Last week. Go through that first. So I'm still waiting to hear from Beth Walker. Beth Walker, you won Father Christmas. So please send me an email. It's birdseyestitches@gmail.com. The email address is in the box below as well. But I still need your address for Father Christmas. So I usually give 2 videos, and if I don't hear anything, then I'll just re-pull at that point. So Beth, send me an email, send me an address, ship anywhere in the world, no problem. Then last week we had It's a Wonderful Life. So many of you loved this pattern. The lucky winner was, drum roll please, Sherry Curry, or Cherry Curry. I think it's Sherry Curry. So Sherry, same thing, please send me an email with your address. Congratulations, you get to stitch It's a Wonderful Life. I will get that out to you come Friday. Now, for this week's giveaway. So again, I was going to wait until I hit 1,000 subscribers on this one, but I really wanted to make it more of a birthday giveaway. So I am hoping that if you decide you want to stitch this, that you are going to want to stitch this and actually stitch it and not get it to resell. If you do, you know, it's what it is. It's part of a giveaway. But I'm excited to see if you win it. And I like to see it stitched because I'm gonna start it soon and I need the inspiration. So I have 2 copies of Mirabilia's The Petal Fairy. I was going through my stash. She looks like this. And I already know that the reason why I have 2 copies because I bought one myself and then I left her up on my 1, 2, 3 stitch list. And I think at some point, every time I see her, I love her. I mean, she's got the yellow, almost daisy-like dress, and the yellow and the pinks, and then these blue, I love her. And I loved her when she came out, and I loved her a year or 2 later when I repurchased her for myself, not realizing I already had one. So I clearly do not need 2 of these. I only need 1. So I'm going to keep one. And I would love to give one to one of you. So if you would like to stitch The Petal Fairy, it's a Mirabilia by Nora Corbet. She is beautiful. Let's go with the key word of, let's do yellow because I like yellow. So use the word yellow somewhere in your comment. Don't say the word giveaway, please be 18 so I can get your address. Anywhere in the world, I will ship her out to you. And if you win, I cannot wait to see her stitched up because, again, I want to get her stitched. I probably won't stitch her until next year, but you never know. Every time I look at her, I go, why am I not stitching this? She would be beautiful in the house. So, love it. All right, yellow. If you'd like to win her, use the word. I will do the drawing when I film my next video. Typically it's Saturday or Sunday, somewhere in that land. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you all again. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in on the Magazine Monthly Challenge. Thank you for all of the birthday wishes. I can't express enough thanks to all of you for that. It truly just, it makes your day extra special. And I've said before, whole reason for doing the Flosstube, besides it being fun and being enabled by others and enabling all of you with new charts and fun goodies. Biggest piece is just getting to meet other fellow stitchers and connecting with all of you. So with that said, happy stitching, have a great day, happy Sunday, and I will see you next time. Bye.